What is up, designers? Welcome back to a brand new video. Look, I know I did the thing. I did the totally YouTuber thing where I disappear for about a year and then I come back and I make a video and I say, "Oh, I'm so sorry guys for the hiatus, but I promised that I'm back." Look, the truth is I just kind of fell off it a little bit, lost a little bit of motivation, but I never stopped wanting to make videos. It just life got in the way. I got a new job. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about that in another video. I see you, new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing, even though my last video was 9 months ago. Today's video is actually comes from me just browsing the internet. I found a Reddit where people would ask for design help, and I thought, hey, this is a great source of design video ideas, and I figure if I could help one person at a time, send them this video, then able to hopefully give you guys some value. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Okay, so let's get into it. So what I have here is the actual screenshot from Reddit. I'm thinking of calling this series Design Bounties or something like that. I don't know. It's where I just scour the web, look for people who need help for sort of design related problems, and I'll just hop on here very quick, very dirty, try to see what I can do to help, and then send the video their way. So here we go. Is there a way to have your mouse hover over text and change images? I want to prototype a design where there is a list of text on one side and an image on the other side. As the mouse will hover over each text box, the image will change to the appropriate image. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to do this live, quick and dirty. I've already prepared the design here just to save us a little bit of time. And yeah, I'm gonna see if I can solve this problem. Now, I'm thinking this might have something to do with variants. So yeah, let's take a crack at it and see what happens. So first things first, you could see here I have solid and outlined, and then I have the image on the right side. There's actually gonna be 3 images. So I don't know, let me find 3 other images on our good old friend Unsplashed. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna swap between these 3. Let's see, let's put that there. Yeah, so what's gonna happen is, yeah, as we hover over each one of these, the text is gonna become solid and the image will change. So like I said, I think this is gonna have something to do with variants, and I think the variants are going to be in frames, and then I think we're just gonna offset the images inside of the frames. You'll see what I mean. So I have a page here for components, so let's go ahead and copy everything we need over here. Now let's start with the text itself. So we're gonna turn this into a component. So let's just Command Alt K to make it into a component, and I'm gonna call this hover text. Okay, and we are going to add a variant to that component. Now, the way variants works is it's essentially one component, but you can have properties for that component inside. So I'm gonna take this here and I'm gonna paste that to be the style that this swaps to. So if you go over here, look at the current variant, you could see here I have property, and then we're gonna swap the default. All right, so default is this one, and then we're going to create the second one, which is outline. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna call this one solid, and then or we're gonna call this hover on. Let's say, yeah, hover on, and let's say state. This is the state. Okay, and then this is going to be hover off. Okay, so we already have 2. So now what you can do with variants, which this was kind of an update that came at the end of last year. So it's interactive components using variants. You can go in here and you can actually create an interaction between 2 different properties inside of a variant. Now this is super powerful. So we're gonna make this let's say while hovering, change to off state. Actually no, we're gonna that was backwards. The default state is going to be hover off. So we're gonna go this way and we're gonna say while hovering, change to hover on. Okay, and let's make it smart animate, and let's make it a bit faster, so 200 milliseconds. And yeah, I think that's fine. So now if I come and let's take this and let's paste to replace, and I'm gonna paste to replace all of these. Okay, and let's press play for the prototype. Okay, yeah, it kind of works. It's a bit tricky because the text isn't exactly aligned with each other. So you know what? I'm actually going to change the hover on state, and I'm gonna make it just all solid. And instead, I'm going to change the hover on state to a color or something like that. Let's just make it some kind of blue. Yeah. Okay. So if we go back to this, yeah. Okay. All right. So that's the first part done. We have our hover interaction working. All right. So we're actually not going to use the same one for all 3. We're going to use a different one. Okay. So this one is for title A, and title A is associated with this image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here. Actually, I'm going to bring the whole thing over. Or actually, you know what? I want to measure this. So I want to know how far, because you'll see why I'm doing this later. I want to know how far this is. So that's about 68 pixels from the top. Okay, so we're gonna come here, and I want to take this image, and inside the hover on state, I'm actually gonna paste the image so that it's inside. I'm gonna let's go back to the design and see how far away this is from it. So it's 128 pixels. Okay. Let's see. It's 128 pixels, and it was, what was it? 68 pixels. So I'm just gonna go up 68 pixels. You know what? Actually, I can bring this here just so that I can use it as a better gauge. Okay, yeah, I just ended up using arrows to manipulate it into place, but that's okay. So now you can see here in this one, this doesn't exist, and then in here, this exists. So let's give that a try in our prototype. Okay. We need to delete that little ruler that we set up. We might need it later. And then actually in our design, we have to remove this. Okay. So let's go back. Let's go back to our. All right. So there we go. Okay. So that's one done. And as I'm doing this, you kind of see what I'm going for here. The others that I'm gonna do are going to be very similar. So this is going to be for hover text A, and we're going to create more components that are going to be for the other titles. Okay, so there we go. We have that, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this, and this one is going to be for hover text B, and we're going to change the text accordingly. All right, and then for B, this is easy because the image is going to be centered. We want to be sure to change the image. So let's take this, copy the style. I did that by pressing Command Option C. So now I could actually copy the style of it. So I bring that there. And for this one, or maybe this one is going to go to the middle. So let's do that. Yeah, Command Option V was to center it. Okay. There we go. So that's for title B. So same thing, if we check our prototyping, when we hover over this, this is going to show up. Okay. And then let's take that, bring it back to our design, paste it here. Okay. Now this was 68 from the top, so the title C should be 68 from the bottom. So we're going to come here. We're going to duplicate this. Okay. By the way, this is super messy. I'm just trying to show you how it works. Title C. Title C. Okay, and we're gonna come back to our design, and we're gonna take this one. We're gonna bring this in here. And then for this one, we want it to be 68 from the bottom. So actually, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna bring back our little ruler that we created. I'm gonna paste it inside here. Just align that. Okay, and I'm gonna use the mouse, the arrow keys, just to put that in place there. There we go. Yep. And then we're gonna delete this. There we go. We pretty much are done. So, okay. So there we go. Let's go back. Let's remove this. This one is going to be 64. We're just going to change this to our new instance. Where is it? I think it's this one. I just forgot to rename it. Hover text C. Okay. So there we go. That's the correct one. So now we have our three. Make sure they're centered. And as you hover over them, it should work. There we go. Yeah. Now, if you want a default image to still be there, I mean, you could literally just whack this on there. And then all of these, just make sure they're on top. Let's say, I think it was 100 from the side. Yeah. Let's just make sure that's in place. So now there's a default image, and then as you hover over the others, you can see it's not exactly lined up perfectly, but I mean, you could mess around with how that's lined up. Let's remove that. So just make sure everything is lined up. 60. Let's go back to our prototype. Okay, yeah, so it's not exactly lined up. If we go back to our components, let's see what we did wrong here. This being in the middle, and this being on top. Yeah. Now the reason we didn't make this frame take up all of it, you know, because we could have made this frame sort of the entire page, and everything. But the problem with that is then if we make the hover interaction between the two states, yeah, it wouldn't work. But actually, no, there is a way that we can make it slightly easier. And then we could also make it line up. If we make the entire thing a frame and then make the text box inside what you hover over. But yeah, no, this is the quickest way that I could get it to work. Obviously, you'd need to do some more alignment things just so that when you hover over them, you know, the images are lined up properly. But yeah, there we go. That's about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.